Brown Elementary 5th graders volunteered to tutor younger students for a total of 140 days. How many weeks is equivalent to 140 days? Write an equation you would use to solve. All right, so Journey, read to me what you have written. Pass? Okay. All right. Serena, what do you have written?
Divide 140 and 7.
Okay. So your equation might be weeks equals 140 divided by 7. Okay. Anybody do it differently than that? I know I saw other people do it, Lyric. Okay, so you were counting by 5s until you get to what? What is your answer? That's what I'm asking. So you get to 140? Okay, she was going to count by 5, so you get 140. Now we have we have 7 and we have 5. We have 7 and we have 5. So Lyric, why did you pick 5?
Because there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 5 days.
Okay. And Serena, why'd you pick 7?
Because there was Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. So Lyric picked 5 because there are 5 school days in a week. Serena picked 7 because there are 7 total days in a week. Is either one of them wrong?
No.
No. It doesn't specify whether they're only doing school weeks or they're doing the whole entire week, tutoring on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, anybody do it differently than counting by 5s to 140 or dividing 140 by 7? Okay, AJ?
I did it in times but
Okay, so tell me what you did.
so I did 7 times 2 because that would equal 14, and then I just added 0.
So you did 7 times 2 equals 14, and then you added a 0. Why?
Because it's actually supposed to be 140 days.
Okay. So you knew that 7 times 2 is 14, and you added the 0 and put it in the ones place because it's 140 days? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I would multiply 140 times. What? Okay. I multiplied 140 times 7 to get my answer of how many. Because if there's 7 days in a week, then you have to multiply 7 by 140 to get your answer.
Okay, so you multiplied 7 times 140. What did you get when you did that?
I didn't do the problem. I didn't know you were supposed to.
Okay. Let's say that would be... that'd be 0, 20... No. What's 7 times 4?
28.
28, 2, 7, 8, 9. So that would be 980 weeks, if I did my math right. Okay? So how many weeks is equivalent to 140 days? Okay? So we have 980 weeks. We have 140, or what was the answer for this? How many weeks here?
Oh, I like to weeks. I don't remember you telling us to do our
Okay, that's fine.
equation.
So if you added a 0, goes here. So which one of these two numbers tells us how many weeks that is? And what did you add to make this equal 140? You had to put a 0. Where did you put the 0?
Like before the 14.
Before the 14?
What?
Okay, shh. I'm asking your thinking. That's all I'm asking. Okay, the 7's not going to change, is it? 7 days in a week. He added the 0 behind the 20. So this one is 20 weeks. This one's division. This one we multiplied 7 times the number of days and got 980 weeks. This one we're counting by 5s to 140. Okay, anybody do it differently? I know people did it differently because I walked around and saw. People divided 140 days divided by 5. If I look at that, am I going to have a remainder? Does anybody have any idea if I'm going to have a remainder? Is 5 going to go into 140 evenly?
Yes.
Yes. How do you know?
Because it's
No, you're on it. Because it's what?
because if you counted up to it, it wouldn't fit evenly because you know it. I don't know how to explain it.
It has a 0 in the ones place.
Yes.
If it has a 0 in the ones place, 5 is going to divide evenly into it. Okay, Serena? Yeah, answer the question for me. 28. So if I did my multiples of 5, like we talked about, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, that helps me think through it when I'm dividing. Does 5 go into 1? No. So I'm not going to have a 3-digit number. Does 5 go into 14?
No.
Yes, because 14 is bigger than 5. My answer is going to be a 2-digit number. Then I ask myself, Serena, how many times does 5 go into 14? 2. I look at my multiples. Without going over, it's 10. So that's my second multiple. If I go 3, that's over 14. So if I go 2 times 5 is 10. I have 4. Now I'm taking it into the ones place. And obviously this doesn't go down enough. 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, so how many times does 5 go into 40? 8. Okay, so we got 2 different answers here. We got 20 weeks and we've got 28 weeks. 20 weeks and 28 weeks. Now if I gave you this question and I wrote it exactly like that, I would have my equation you'd have to have write down the number of weeks equals 140 divided by 5. And this is how I think when I'm doing problems. I would give credit for that. I would give credit for that as far as writing the equations. Yes, sir.
You could see which one was right if you just multiplied them by what you divided by.
Good. I could do the inverse operation. The inverse of multiplication or the inverse of division is multiplication. So I could do the inverse operation to check it. We need to write equations. So that way we're getting used to that because there are a lot of questions that say, which equation would show you the answer of how to solve this problem? So writing the equations is something that we're going to really work on as we're doing our problem solving. And I like you describing on your paper the words, in words, how you would solve the problem. Okay, I'm still not seeing, after this so many months of school, the work on the paper. I'm still seeing just answers. I need to see work when you're solving problems. You're not solving them without doing something. Chocolate, peace out, God bless, love you, some cats, and I said the bees.